What's up guys, the Snowman here, just a quick video today explaining how the scoring system works in tennis. Maybe you're picking up the sport for the first time, maybe you're watching it for the first time. Just going to go over how scoring in tennis works. There's a few quirks, a few nuances that are unlike other sports. So hopefully after this video, you should be able to go with a friend and hit it up on the courts. So yeah, let's go over how scoring works in the sport of tennis. Alright, so just as a general rule, most tennis matches are played best 2 sets out of 3 or 3 out of 5. But mostly 2 out of 3. To win a match, you have to win 2 sets. To win a set, you must win 6 games. And to win a game, you must essentially win 4 points. Alright, so we'll get to how you accomplish those things in a sec, but for right now, let's pretend we're starting a fake match, and you always start it off with a coin flip or a racket spin. Decide who serves first, okay? Let's pretend in this fake match that I myself, the Snowman, am going up against the great, the legendary Roger Federer. I win the coin toss, so I'm going to serve first. Now I'm going to take you step by step through the scoring process. So I'm serving first, Fed's on the other side. Let's say I'm serving, I'm on the right side because you always start out on the right side, and I win the first point. That would make it 15-love. It would not be 1-0, it wouldn't be 15-0. It would simply be 15-love. That's just the term we use in tennis. We kind of frown upon the word zero in the tennis community. I don't know why. Alright, now it's very important for the second point here that I, the server, switch over to the other side on the baseline. The rules are you must alternate every single point. So I'm trying to serve it now into the left service box. And if I win another point here, that would make it 30-love. So we go from 15. Second point would be 30-love, and I know I would never win 2 points off of the great Fed, but let's just pretend here, go along with it. So now I'll announce the score before I serve. It would be 30-love, and then I should be back on the right side, and we'll continue. Maybe I ace him on the next point. That would make the score 40-love. So from 30 to 40-love, that would also give me what is called game point. Game point meaning if I win 1 more point, then I win the first game. So let's say I do. That'll conclude the first game. I'm now officially in the lead, 1 game to love. Now at this point, it's very important for me and Roger to switch ends of the court. You always switch sides every time you've played an odd-numbered total of games. So right now, we've played 1 game total. We would switch here. All right? So he's serving now in the second game. You always rotate who serves from game to game. Let's say in the second game, we each win a total of 3 points. That would make the score 40-40. Also known as 40-all, also more commonly known as Deuce. And we use Deuce in tennis because you have to win each game by at least 2 points. It's not simply whoever gets to those 4 total points first. Alright, so Fed is serving on the right side. It's Deuce. Let's say, just for argument's sake, I blister a return right back at Fed's feet off the serve that he can't return. I win that point. The score now reads advantage out, or advantage name of player. So in this case, the next point before Fed is serving on the left, he would say advantage Snowman, and I would have the advantage in the service game. That point would also then, the next one would happen to be break point, meaning if I win the next point, I will break his service game. All right, so let's say I do that, I accomplish that, I win 1 more point, I win the second game, I'm up 2-0, and then let's fast forward through the first set. I win the next 4 games. And I've bagged the first set 6 games to love. I am up 1 set to love. Now remember what I said at the beginning. Most tennis matches are played best 2 sets out of 3. So we'll say Fed starts trying here in the second set. He demolishes me. He wins the second set, 6 games to love. Now we're tied at 1 set apiece heading into the final set. This will be the decider now in the third. And we'll say Federer is kind of playing up to the TV audience in the third set. So he wants to make it competitive. And we'll pick it up now in the third set. We each have 5 games. The third set reads 5 games to 5. Now, if I win the 11th game of this third set to go up 6-5, I do not win the set yet. I do not win the match. That's because just like with sets, or just like with games, with sets, you must win it by at least 2 games. So 6-5, that's not good enough. You got to win it 7-5. So I'm going to get 1 more chance here to try to break the Swiss Maestro's serve and win this third set 7-5. Let's say I don't. Let's say he holds his serve, and we're all even at 6 games apiece in the third set. Then we're going to go into the final scoring aspect that we have to talk about, and that is what is called the tiebreaker. All right, so whenever you reach 6-6 in a set, you will play a tiebreak. This is the only time we will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. We're not using love 15, 30, 40 game anymore, okay? We are using normal numbers here. Tiebreakers are played to 7 points, first person to 7. So whoever served in the previous game, they will start out returning in the tiebreaker. In this case, Fed would be returning. I would start out the breaker serving. We'll say I win the first point of the tiebreak, so I'm now up 1-0, and now we'll switch who's serving in the tiebreak. You switch who is serving every 2 points or every time there's an odd number of total points played. So it's just like how during the set you switch every time there's an odd number of total games played. In the tiebreak, you will switch every time there's an odd number of total points played. So right now it's 1-0, that's odd, so we'll switch. Then 2 more Fed points, 2-1, then we'll switch again. Who is serving? Not the ends of the court, just who is serving, okay? So Fed is now serving, down 1-0. He'll serve twice, then I'll serve twice. We'll alternate back and forth, but there's one more thing you need to know about tiebreaks, and that is when you switch ends of the court. So we know we did that during the sets throughout normal play, but you do that within a tiebreaker as well. So you switch sides of the court every 6 points in a tiebreak. Let's just say I serve my point on the left side, and now we're tied 3-3. We will continue to switch every time in a tiebreak. If we're tied 6-6, if we're tied 9-9, however long it goes, however many points it takes in a tiebreak, you switch sides, you switch ends of the court every 6 points. Other than that, we're playing to 7 points in the tiebreak, so it cannot end 7-6. We know that Fed is a nice guy, but let's assume that he grabs victory here. We'll say he wins our heated tiebreaker 9-7. That'll conclude our match, and now we read the score as follows with the server's score first. So our score would read love 6, 6 love, 7-6 with a 9-7 score in the tiebreaker. All right, so there you have it. Hopefully that's the basics of how scoring works in tennis. I know it's a little different. It's not like basketball or soccer where you're just adding up points. There's a little bit more grouping and bunching, and that can make it complicated. But hopefully now we're all good. If you have any questions though about how scoring works in tennis, or any rules for that matter, please leave a comment. Please leave a comment on this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media. But if not, hopefully somebody got helped with this video. Go out, play some tennis, get your friends, call your friends up and play. And yeah, I'll see you very soon. Other than that, happy tennis.